Hi, Christy. Hi, Francie. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Shalana. How are you guys all? It's steamy sauna here. It's about 95 degrees. 8 p.m. and 88. Yes, you're right. It's dumb. I'm ready for fall. Hi, Christy. How you guys all doing? Happy Wednesday. I know I'm kind of turning over here to the side so you can see me because eventually I'll just get rid of that camera and you won't have to look at me. Yay! I did it right today. Actually, I had set it up on time. I'm doing good. We're doing good. Hi, Karen. It's I hate summer. I'm sorry to say I hate summer, but we're going good. So, hi, Solana. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip my camera around here and see what we're gonna do. I know I'm kind of shining you here. So tonight we're gonna play with some of the friend release. Thank you. Thank you. It is Wednesday. I can't believe it's Wednesday and the last day of July. We're going to use the Flying Into Say stamp set tonight. This was just released. We use this at the Create Your Own Ending event. We're going to use the Biv from the Simple Blends Tricolor Ink Plaid. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Hi, Daryl. Awesome. In Australia, is it just as hot there? One of my sorority sisters is from us, lives in Australia now. Hi, Shirley. Yeah, I am a winter person. And then I am going to use my signature, Christopher Allen signature collection brushes. I hope that's okay with you guys. You can sign up for the notification for these when they come back in stock. And then I wanted to show you the other items that come with this that you can get. There is the die, and this has the hello. I think it's called the hello die, to be honest with you. And then it's got the butterfly wings and the butterfly body. I'm actually thinking about buying for a second set of these and giving this to a friend and keeping these. So thank you, Shirley. Shalana, you actually inspired me tonight. Your card you posted is what I decided I wanted to use. I'm not doing anything. I mean, you basically made me want to use the set. So thank you, Shirley. I knew it was coming. So thank you. This is the stencil that works with it. And this is a unique stencil because you use it and then you flip it. And we will use this a little bit tonight. So I will show you what I'm going to do that. And then there was a butterfly bounty set. I'm not going to use this tonight. But I wanted you to see all the beautiful papers that were involved that you could use with this set. So, but I'm going to put that aside. I want to just kind of play with some inks and we're going to go rogue. No Misty as of right now. I'm going to use an acrylic block. Hi, Michelle. So I have a piece of, and actually I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to blend a panel. Hi, Linda. I think she did. She was just messaging me about how the storms were. I'm going to show you how the stencil works and then we might use this as a panel. Let me grab a couple of inks. I'm going to grab No Diving and Fake Plant. We're going to do that first just because I want to show you if you haven't seen this stencil work, how it works yet. So, yep, no Misty tonight. But that's because it's kind of part of the point. So, while I was at Create Your Own Ending, I purchased some extra brushes. So, this is my light blue brush. So, there should be... I might not have got them all opened yet. This one will make a dark blue brush. I know I have more brushes here. So, we got a dark blue brush. And then let's see what color is that. This is my light green brush, so we need a dark green. Excuse me. I have a little tickle in my throat. It's more of a scratch. And if I start coughing a little bit, I need to have some water. So, yeah, I think Michelle was just messaging me in case it was coming my direction. I'm pretty sure it's going to go south of me. I don't think I'm in any watches or warnings or watches right now. So, but obviously, if the power goes out, I will let everyone know by Facebook if I'm okay. And I'm on the ground level, so I just want to quick show how this stencil works. You just kind of go in and we're just going to blend some of these. I'm going to blend some of the colors together. So for those of you, Christy, I don't know because I had to go home when they were finished live. So I don't know. I did not see the end yet. I ate dinner so that I could be ready for you guys tonight. So this is the No Diving ink, one of my favorites. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend this in. And I'm kind of just being haphazard with it, adding a little bit of blue to each one. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to add some of the green to that. And then I will show you. Hello, Cherie. Yeah, it sounded scary. I'm glad that I didn't have a lot of that kind of in my area. So it's warm enough. Yep, the dog didn't even make it outside very long. I knew he wouldn't. Plus, mommy's inside. And since mommy's back from Pittsburgh, he doesn't really want to ever have me be around. And then, of course, I left right away again for a day. So he sticks really close to me right now. So I'm just kind of going in and adding some colors. We're just kind of blending a few of them. So we have a couple different colors. And then I'm going to quickly wipe this off. Thank you, Susan. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. What trip? Oh, well, I went home to see my dad this weekend. Those of you, I don't want to dwell on it too much because this is a happy time, we're crafting. I went to see my dad on Sunday, and my dad passed away on Monday morning. We knew it was going to happen. So I was able to spend the day Sunday with him. So that's what trip I've spent on after my Brutus Monroe trip, of course. Okay, so now, anyway, so Fletch has been staying close to me because of that. So this is what you do. And then you take the stencil off, you clean it off, and you're going to flip it over. And I did this at kind of an angle. So it's not going to line up perfectly right now because I'm, of where everything is. But we're just going to kind of line it up, basically. I should have put it on straight. But you will get the idea. Okay, wait, what did I do wrong here? We did it this way. Yes, we do it this way. There we go. I didn't do it straight. So I did do it straight. So you just kind of line them up with each other. You flip it over, and then you line it up. Oh, yeah, that trip. I'm sorry, I missed that, what you were talking about. And I'm not going to worry about too much if I don't match my things, my colors exactly. We're just going to do this. So Sarah Scraps is going to go live next week for me, you guys, because I'm going to be going home, for the funeral. So she volunteered to go live for me next week while I get ready to go. So hope that's all right with you guys. Obviously, I'm sure you're fine with it. But yeah, that was a great giveaway that he was giving. I thought they might have been drawn for the $1,000, but I didn't stay around. And then because of, like I said, I wanted to get home to eat and get ready for you guys. So I'm just kind of lightly inking, and then I'm making sure that some of my blue butterflies, I'm not going to worry about them being perfectly matched. I'm just going to go ahead and make some a little darker at the bottom. I just kind of wanted to see how this stencil works so that you could use this if you wanted to. And then I'll go ahead and put the green. They did draw both. Okay. Awesome. I'll have to go back and watch a little bit later. So for those of you who were in the Create Your Own Ending event, I know I still have a few make and takes to type up, but all the instructions have been posted in the event under instructions. It's like guide 6. So you can now print them. So, all right. So, shoot back at when you watch it. That's funny. So then I took that off, and see how this stencil works. So now you have your perfect little butterflies, and then we have our little bodies that you can get. So you can very quickly just cut some bodies and put the bodies on. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Francie. I watch a lot of things, to be honest with you, Francie, in replay on speed, because like I'll watch Christopher's lives on speed, and I watched all of the Create Your Own Ending ones on speed because I just needed to know what they were doing and when they were using. So I have to go back and watch them. But when I put links in, that's what I do. I watch them on speed. It's kind of funny to watch it go, whoo, and then I'm like, oh, back up. What did I miss? That was something. Especially if I can't see it live. If I see it live, I usually am okay. I can just go back and kind of just look at part of it and look at the front and see if there's anything that we showed, and then look at the card and know that. But I do that a lot. So anyway, that is the stencil for this. And then, like I said, I wanted to show you that these dies will cut out the bodies. like that. Okay. And then this is the part, this is, we're going to use this a little bit, and then I'm going to go and kind of do what else I want to do. I wanted to show you the stamp set. So here's the stamp set. And obviously you can line it up in your MISTI to stamp, you know, like the bodies and things. I'm going to go ahead and just grab some of these wings, and we're going to just use some of the same inks and go through and stamp them. So I just grabbed this is just a quick kind of sampling of how this card works to make a quick card. And they are designed to be kind of whimsical, so they don't need to be matched up perfectly. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this and stamp these on a couple of different. Maybe we'll do this one and this one. And we'll go up here to this one. I'll do that one. Just kind of looking to see, you know, kind of so that they're the same. And then this one, just kind of all willy-nilly. Okay. And then it is a very pretty set. I haven't, you know, obviously in the last week here, I haven't had a lot of time to craft. I'm really excited to be able to sit down, take my time, and really play with this set, you know, and all of the sets. I would like to use the Laura Basson's, the set we had from Laura Basson's class with the butterflies. Then it has the other set of wings, which you just can line up and stamp. They stamp pretty easily, but you don't have to have them perfectly. What I like about this set is that you can use the wings by themselves. So like we need to make sure that this one, even though this might get cut down, probably that one. And there we go. Just checking. Okay, there. So that is one way you can go ahead and use this stamp set and die, is to go ahead and then I'll hold that up so you can kind of see. And then obviously add your bodies. So I'm going to put this aside for right now, because I think what I was going to do is I kind of wanted to show, I wanted to stamp with this other ink, the other one, and just kind of play with it a little bit. I wanted to show how you can stamp and stamp with the simple blends if you want to. In my opinion, it's very easy to stamp with. I will not lie, I stamped with it like this with the big images. But for these smaller images, what I have learned, especially if you want to die cut them out, is what I do is I put one on each side of the block. Okay. And yes, they do kind of stain your inks, but that doesn't mean I mean, these are clean. They're stained a little bit. They're just good. So there is a green, like a bluey violet, and a purple color here, all in one. And I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to stamp these out. Now I'm trying to not push down too hard to get too much ink, because you don't want the ink to go in that beautiful design. And what I learned is if you want to die cut these out, go ahead and do them pretty far apart. Now, I didn't get that one perfect. That's where I said I didn't use a MISTI, but I'm not terribly worried about it. So I'm just going to stamp these down. I started stamping some of these before we were live, and I was stamping them kind of close to each other. Didn't like what I was doing and cut them out. And so I'll show you what they look like. You can use them, but if you stamp them too close together and decide to cut them out, they might be too close to each other, if that makes sense. So this is one of the reasons I wanted to use a stamp block. They stamp very easily, beautifully. There's this beautiful plaid butterfly, and I think we're going to do him in green this time. I'm going to make sure he's nice and clean. I'm going to do that in the beautiful green that comes with this set. And like I said, so I'll show you what I meant if you push a little too hard, it's still fine. And I kind of rocked the stamp just a little bit just to make sure. Now, if you look, you can see where the lines are very fresh up here, but I might have inked it up a little bit too much right here, so you don't quite see the pattern. It still works, but then it's just a little bit. And that is, I have some of the green with it inked. So here's a few of the ones I have already done with the colors. So I wanted you to see how light this green is. That's from ink blending. This is from stamping. So when I was ink blending, I was trying to be very, very light with it. Hope that makes sense. So I have a couple other ones there. So we're just going to stamp a few of these out and we're going to create a card with it. So I love the loosey-goosey look too. I think that is the reason it's fun to do, because it's very forgiving. You know, if you don't have to be perfect with it. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get the purple now. And I'm just going to stamp those down. And then we're just going to use some of these butterflies to create a fun card and a fun background. There we go. So, yes, Christy, you can. I did not draw for them today. So tomorrow morning, I will be drawing at some point in the morning. So you have till this eve, till morning, basically, when I get up, which I get up Central Standard Time. So I would say if you can get it in by midnight, it will count. Because I was a little bit late. Hi, Kate. You're good. We were just playing around with this little stamp set from the friendship release. And I was just stamping each out some of the images, and now we're just going to die cut them out. And we're going to start kind of putting our card together. I love other things that are fun with this is because there's the die set that has the hello. You have the hello, my sweet friend, flying by to say hello, butterfly kisses coming your way, and thank you. And then we've got these beautiful hearts too. So, oh, I know what else I wanted to show you. I was going to show you what it looked like if you stamp them over the edge. I apologize. Let me grab this one. Oh yeah, perfection is always overrated. So here is that plaid one, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to come up. I don't, you can kind of see where the different ink pad colors are. I'm just going to go right over the edge of that and get two colors. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stamp that down. And I'm okay if I press it and you don't get all that. Yes, it was, Francie. So I pushed in a little hard so we don't get all the plaid design. But, and I don't know if it shows up in camera really well. It's green down here and it's blue up there. I think it's hard to see on camera. But you can see it in real life. And I didn't clean my stamp that well, so that might be why I don't have such a green color. Let's get that cleaned off. I got my rainbow wishes here. We'll do that again. I'll do it on the other side. How does that sound? Since I didn't clean that off properly the first time. You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to go do that again. I'm going to do the green and the blue. And then I'm going to stamp that down. When I clean my stamp off, it'll be a little better. Okay. It's still dark, but it's still, I think you can see it. Ooh, okay. It's hard to see on camera. In real life, you can see it's green down here and blue up here. It's just hard to see, like I said. I believe that means totally, right? So am I being cool enough to know that that means totally? So I'm gonna do that again, and I want the green. I'm gonna make sure this is nice and cleaned off. Yeah, totes means totally, I believe. Yep, totally. Woo, I got that one right. All right, and then we're gonna stamp that one down. And then, yep. So it's got green and blue. Like I said, you can see it in person. It's hard to see on camera. But they also blend very beautifully. We can do some blending with them in a little bit too. I know I've used this ink pad before. I'm going to put that off to the side, get some fingers cleaned off. Here. It's okay, Melissa. It's the heat. Blame the heat, Melissa. Blame the heat. So we do have to do a little die cutting tonight. You know, I try to do as much of that off camera as I can, but so when I'm going to be putting up a new post by Friday on the Brutus Monroe Fan Club channel. This is something I'm kind of doing. Yes. Other than I like my inky fingers, I just don't want to get the ink on my project. For for something I kind of want to do. This is kind of my own little thing that I'm doing. So keep an eye out for that. On Friday, I'm going to be putting up a poll, excuse me, a poll. And I'll guess it's close enough to August 1st. This is something I think it was fun to do. I talked to Heather and Jess about it. So Christopher, you're listening. I hope you're okay with this. I am going to go through my stamp sets from Brutus Monroe, and I'm going to find five stamp sets that are older, possibly retired, or ones I haven't used hardly ever, if ever, and I'm going to make a poll. And you guys will have 1 week to vote. Obviously, you only get to vote once. But the winner of that poll is the stamp set of the winner of that poll is I'm going to make a project using that stamp set, kind of like a throwback. And I'm going to create a project using with something that is, if it's not in stock or available, I will definitely use something that is in stock. I just thought I'd like to challenge myself to use some things that are in my stash. And those of you that have been Brutus Monroe collectors for a while, if you have a stamp set that you haven't pulled out in a while, that you have, that you can use that. And then, of course, I will also think of some ways while I'm using this, because it'll be a blog post, and I will share it in the Brutus Monroe fan club group too, of products that are in stock that you could use in its place. Okay, so like if it's a butterfly set, you could use this in its place, for example. But I want you guys to choose the stamp set that I have to use. So that is like my first little thing that I'm kind of working with for August. I just thought it would be kind of fun, and I have the rest of the month to work on that project, and then I will have it up the last week of the month. And then I can also share it, of course, during a live. So I hope that sounds okay. Sounds okay with you guys. I just thought I'd like to see what happens. And I can actually pull in some other, I don't necessarily want to ask for suggestions because I don't have all the stamp sets, obviously. My craft one would probably be exploding if I did, but I have some, and I will use a variety of them. It doesn't have to necessarily be a stamp set. It might be a stencil that we've had, or a die that we've had, like a die of the month or stamp of the month. So I hope that sounds good. And if it goes well, we'll continue. And then after that, I don't know if I'm going to start my other one the next time. But the other one I have is, okay, I know I do want to start it. I just don't know when. My other idea is to start in this next month, hopefully this next month. I'm going to guess it's going to end up being September. So you guys can start putting your thinking caps on. I'm going to start a thread, and I would like to start a challenge Candi thread. And what that is I'm going to start it, and then you guys can put some challenges down for me to try. And I don't know, whether it's a fun fold card or, something just weird, something that I have to use for my stash, of course, but it's got to be a technique or a color or something, or combining something like using a Christmas stamp to make not a Christmas card or something like that. And we're going to put them all in a hat, and I'm going to draw one out live, either at the end of a live, and then the next week I get to create with it live, or if I can, I'll do it live. I don't want to necessarily do it live right then because I want to make sure I can pull the stuff together, and I don't want to waste your guys' time. Does that make sense? Hi, Penny. All right, I think I've got all my dies cut out for now. So now we got to start creating our card. So the first thing we're gonna do a mini slimline card. And the way I want to throw in some sparkle with this, because I said we were going to add some shimmer. So we're going to go ahead and add some shimmer sprays. And we're doing cool palettes, so I'm going to use the Pearl and the Sterling. Okay? So I'm going to shake those up quick. I kind of shook them up ahead of time. I wanted to show you guys how I'm keeping track of my shimmer sprays. If you didn't notice, if you look, I put a little dot on the top so I can tell the different colors. So here is see the gold? And I had 2 of these colors, so I just used one, but if I didn't, I could have just put a little on the side, and then I used Yes, I will have the penny splash soon too. Yes. Yeah, I had to order it today specifically. I was going to wait for the new release to come out, the new subscription to come out, but I thought I better put that in. Plus, I want one of those totes. And the last time I tried to order those totes were out of stock. So I put in a small order. Plus, I was hoping I could help you guys get to the number for the prize. So we're just going to splatter some of this, and I'm using the sterling because we're doing blues and gray tones on here. Yeah, I'm excited for the penny. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I got my pearl first. Because, but the penny was beautiful watching Christopher show it today. So we're just making a very light shimmery background. So, and then we're just going to kind of set that off to the side to dry for a minute. Actually, let's hit it with my heat tool. I even actually plugged my heat tool in for you guys tonight so that I wouldn't have to bend over and do it quick. I'm just going to add a quick little dry to it. In this heat, you'd think it would dry quickly. All right, so we're just going to let that finish drying on its own. And then what I did cut out the hello die ahead of time with the shadow. Looks like the shadow got eaten by my desk. There it is. So we can get that glued down. Yeah. Yeah. Too much. Well, what's funny, Penny, is that it's so dry, and I have coughing fits. So I have to keep water on me tonight because my throat has been so dry between the air conditioning and everything that I have this little bit of a cut in my throat. It's like kind of like a scratch in the back of my throat. And when I start coughing, I can't stop. So I'm not going to stack these tonight. I'm just going to use a little bit of just the plain and just kind of keep it low. But I wanted to use the black because I thought it was just a good contrast. So we probably could have thrown a little bit of the Raven splash in there, but we'll just go with it. So I don't know. I know that if you haven't been watching or following along, excuse me a second. I'm gonna blow some air in my there we go. So I can get through that. If you haven't looked, there's the pre-orders are available right now for the Halloween box and the add-ons. So, and they can be separated if you order them, with something else. And there are new fall consumables out. There were new velveteen glazes, new the penny shimmer mist, and then some new fall aqua pigments that were released today. And Christopher showed them during the live today from Jess when Jess was order packing. So tomorrow night he's going to show them what they look like when they're dry. So if you want to see them kind of in action, and he sneak peeked us one of the stencils from the Halloween box, which I am in love with that stencil. But then again, I love stencils. So this is the hello. This came with this comes with that butterfly set. I think it's called the Hello Friends or Hello. It's Hello something die, but it has the butterflies that match this butterfly set. So thank you. Just kind of eyeballing it, making sure it's kind of put in there as easily as I can. And that's why I like to use liquid glue, so I can move it around just a hair if I have to. So you guys are kind of quiet tonight. Is it just too hot to talk? So it's fine. Hi, Walter. Hello, butterfly cutting die. Okay, I didn't know if the butterfly name was in that for sure or not. I knew it was hello. But Shalana used this stamp set and posted some photos on. I was just like, they're so beautiful. I got to use that. So I want to use that. I think she did some cool colors too. She created some nice panels and stuff. So we've got our hello. We've got our panel here. See, we've got a nice, beautiful hello. I think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to cut this down. I want to add a little bit more black to this. So we're going to cut it down a little bit. I have it. Well, let me see what size it is. Yeah, I'm going to cut it down to 3. And then I want to cut it down from 6 inches to 5.75 because I want a little bit more black showing. So I'm going to grab some Raven here. If I can get it out, I have way too much cardstock in my container over here. Nope, that's all right. And then we're going to cut this one down to 3 1/4. Measure twice, cut once. I keep my Raven, my Nacha Mamas, and my Perfect Blend up there now. And then this one we're going to cut down to 6. I may end up cutting this down a little further because when you'll see what I mean when I do this. So if I do this, it matches it perfectly. But when I grab my mini card base, which I know these aren't in stock right now, it goes edge to edge, and I'm not sure if I want it to go edge to edge yet. I'm thinking that I'm okay with that instead of cutting it down and just have a little white border at the top and bottom. That's how I prefer versus having white like this. But I'm thinking we're going to cut it down a little bit this time. Yeah, we are good multitaskers. So that means I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/2. And I'm going to cut this one to 5 1/4. I saw I had just a little bit of fuzzies. So I'm going to kind of see if I can get the fuzzies off of that. There we go. I like the edge to edge too, but I'm trying to embrace a difference, Francie. So I'm going to go because I'm liking the layer look. So we've got this. Okay. Look at that pretty background. We've got our hello, and now we've got all our little pretty butterflies. So I'm going to kind of dump them out here, and we're going to put a few of these around and see what we know. I've already cut my bodies out. So yeah, you've got some time. Besides the fact that I promise I'm not going to look at it before 8 a.m. Central Time, which, you guys have time then. So here's where you can have fun. I mean, you can do something so simple as just one butterfly. I didn't glue it down yet, of course. So obviously you don't mind that it's not in. You can do something simple just like this. But I'm going to do 3. We're going to do 3 butterflies. So let's get everything kind of glued down, and then these things glued down, and then we'll decide where our butterflies are going to go. Okay. So, oh, my tape runner's running so good. I should not say that because it probably won't. I just replaced it, and it's running like it's supposed to. Maybe I got a good batch of refills. I'm just eyeballing this and making sure it's as centered as we can. So. All right. I am going to glue it down right to my card base already. Just because. What I like about this set is you can... Linda, I think... I don't know if Penny, if you know where it is, the stencil for this set. Or we can get it posted for you, this stencil. If you look up Friendship, and I think you can scan the QR code up at the top here. Up over here in the corner. Let me see if we have I don't know if there's a Friendship QR code. I don't see one right now. But there is that one. But Linda, I will definitely get it in the description. So it should match with the flying in to say maybe it's out of stock right now. And they would be restocking it, but I don't know that for sure. Okay. It's the flip. I can tell you the name if you give me just a second. Because I have my instructions here. I just can't show you the projects because maybe I don't have all of them here. Kathy's class. And it's called Flyaway Stencil. Yes, thank you. That's perfect. That's why it's probably hard to find because it's called the Flyaway Stencil, which is, this is flying in. So it is, yes. All right, so we got that. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of lay this here for right now. I know that's where I want it, but I'm not going to glue it down yet, okay? So I liked this beautiful blue butterfly, and I think we're going to put him here. Let's see, let's go through here and see what else. See, I just have some actual plain white butterfly wings, which are beautiful to just put underneath. And okay, let's see. I know I had 2 of everything here. Let's flip them all over. There's my green. I think we're going to use the green plaid. I don't know where I'm going to put. I think we're going to just kind of put them all together over here. We're going to put them here. I think we're going to put this guy up here. And then I've got, this is what I was telling you. So I stamped mine very close to each other. Let me put this on a white piece of paper. Actually, I'll put it on this magnet. And you see how when I went to die cut them out, so it will work because the body's going to hide this piece right here. But I stamped them too close and then decided to die cut them out. So if you're going to die cut them out, make sure you put them. I understand, Shalana. I actually am going to show you what I did. If you're not doing the whole stencil, I will show you what I did tonight. I did a little bit ago in just a minute. So I just wanted you to see that if you put them too close together and you decide to die cut them out, you might cut out a little bit, but your body's going to hide that. So I think we're going to put that guy in here. And I think maybe we'll pop this guy up. So let's glue our guys down. Okay. You can always have more than one, Solana. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I have no judgment for that. I may or may not have, when dies go on clearance, I may or may not buy a second set. So yes, I could, and I could overlap. You're correct. You could fussy cut them and overlap them, but I'm pretty sure that you're not going to notice it once I hide it with the body. So, which sounds funny. Going to hide it with the body. But Francie, I don't like to fussy cut. I abhor it if I can help it. I want dies. Just kidding. I'm not very good at it because I can't cut a straight line, so that's why I don't like it. Oh, Christopher showed a stencil, Linda, tonight during his live that's going to be released with the Halloween release. It's going to be in the box. That's the stencil I think I was talking about that I am in love with. He showed it earlier on the live. You'll have to kind of scroll through because there was live packing, and then in the middle he showed that, and he did all of the new glazes. I'm going to put this one kind of at an angle like this, and that's where that one was. Yep, we're all here to hide the body. Exactly. I think something fun to do would be to build up the body, like stack the body of the butterfly, and that would give it a lot of dimension. You could also just put a little bit of glue in right at the tips of the wings, and then the other parts can flap up, which is what I think we might do with this guy. So let me get some of these bodies in place. We're going to use black ones. Hi, Tia. I know, it'll be fun. I mean, well, they won't be announced to us, so whoever wins is going to have to say they're the winner. I always get excited when I find out who it is. All right. So we've got that butterfly body right there. And where's the rest of my butterfly bodies? There they are. Then I've got this body here. You could definitely decorate these with gems. It's a really fun set. I'm actually really loving how my card is turning out. It's a lot different than I expected it to turn out when I was thinking about what I wanted to do, but I'm loving it. So another something you can do is you can stamp it so that when you go to do, so that when you stamp out both wings, you can actually layer them so that, I mean, obviously I didn't stamp them right, but if you stamp 2 of the same, you could do that so that there's a single butterfly. So, all right. So this is one we're going to kind of lay down here. I'll put it here over on the white, so hopefully you can see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to attach a body. Yeah, what body? Exactly. So what are we doing tonight? We are playing with the flying in to say stamp set, stencil, and die set. I'm going to turn this sideways so that I can do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to lay that body right down. See, look at that. You can't even see. You all know. Oh, your favorite. That's awesome. So what I'm going to do to cheat is I put my little butterfly there together. So we're going to flip it over. I'm going to take a little bit of this Christmassy washi tape and we're going to just tape them all together. Just like that. And you're not even going to know it's, well, you can kind of see that it's there because I put it up a little too high. Sorry about that. Well, we'll fix that. We're going to put that down a little bit lower so you can't see it. And then you won't even see that it's there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a second body. The paper pack is gorgeous too. I said I just don't have enough time in the day to play with everything right now. There was so much funness. I haven't been able to make the cards from the class yet, which I'm okay with. Maybe I'll take that with me next weekend, and that's what I can do. Since I have the instructions and I can take the videos with me, and I really don't need to take that much with me for crafting supplies. And then, so I've glued that together. There's two bodies there together to give it a little strength. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue it down. I'm only adding glue to the wings and the body. And of course, my glue is being stupid tonight. There we go. There we go. Get some glue out of there. We're going to go ahead and glue this guy down. I was going to pop them up though, wasn't I? I was going to pop them up. Let's pop them up. Ignore that. I did not get any of the new foam squares yet because I knew there was only a few in stock and I wanted to make sure you guys had a use to them. So I didn't buy the little tiny things. Next weekend, Melissa, I am going home next weekend. My mom got us a retreat center to stay very close to because it's my hometown. And it's my hometown's quarry days is what my hometown celebrates, which is our town days because there's a rock quarry. And so obviously it's going to be very busy. So my mom found us a place that we can stay. And so when we have other things, when I'm doing other things, I can obviously do a little crafting when we have some downtime. So there we go. We got our little butterflies and our cute little card. I'm not going to add any gems. We got time. Let's add some gems. And then we can play with the other thing I was going to show you. I'm going to grab... No, I don't want that color. Let's grab this one. This is the Violet Shift. They're very dark black. I'm going to add a few gems here and there. Ooh, I threw them all over the table. August 8th. That is next Thursday. And my butterfly is a little bit sinking here, so I'm just going to take... what I do is I want to show you this here quick. So as I pull off these pieces, I leave extra pieces here. Hello, Heather. And when I pull this piece off, I might put it here and then I tear it so that if I need small pieces, I can just cut. Because they're attached on both sides, you don't get that sticky residue. And then you can go ahead and cut pieces off. But I'm going to cut this in half again. So that's it. Yeah. So ours is always the second weekend of August. It's called Quarry Days. And it's a little bit... I'm going to fold this in half because I want it to be a little bit poppier up on the wings than the body. It's a little kismet that I'm going to go home for, because my uncle was coming to town. One of my dad's oldest brothers. He has his 65th class reunion next weekend, We have an all-school reunion, which means anyone that graduated from our school, because we were a consolidated school at one time I was in high school, can go. And then I actually have a well, I'm supposed to have a class reunion. I don't know if anything's planned, but that's fine. So sounds like a great time, Melissa. Crafting and adult beverages. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to add a few of these violet shift gems around. And how I do it is I just like to add. Francie, do you got your glasses? You ready? Yeah, it'll be nice. And I haven't been back for Corey Days in like 3 or 4 years. We have a big parade. Tradition just accidentally happens to be that my aunt, my Aunt Mary and Uncle Dean and my family would end up meeting up at the book sale at the library in the morning. All right, Francie, I hope those goggles are on. And that's the first thing in the morning before the parade. They sell all the books that and it's a fundraiser. And then after the parade, I think you can fill a bag for $1 or something. That's the first place we run into family. And then they shut the street down for about 3, 4 blocks and people just hang out and it's lots of fun. So that'll be fun too. Thank you, Melissa. So here is that card. We're going to just kind of play with whatever I have left here. We have a little bit of time if that's okay with you guys, because it's going to be a couple weeks and it's going to be a week before I get to play with you guys again live. So I wanted to show you, I need to find a piece of cardstock that is not your mama's. There we go. I want to stamp one of these down again. I'm going to stamp this one down because I really like that pattern. And I want this one. And then this is that medium blue ink that's in the middle. So we're going to stamp that down kind of quick here. Awesome. And you know what I like about this is that you see that there is a little flower right there. You can put a gem right in the middle of that one. And you can put a little gem at the top of that one if you wanted right there. We'll clean that up afterwards. Thank you for the kind words about my card. Like I said, this is not where I was thinking when I was just thinking about playing with this card today, but this is where we went. So it worked. I'm going to quickly die cut this out, and then I'm going to show you what I meant about using this to make a small thing. Hello from Hinckley, Diane. I know where Hinckley is. I'm going to be in Hinckley next week. So if anyone doesn't know, Hinckley is the town next to my hometown. Oh, I did not cut that out right. Oh, well, that's okay. It'll work. We're going to cover it. I cut it out backwards, upside down. Don't tell anybody. It's going to work because it's just going to be like this. It does look like Wedgwood porcelain. You're right. It does remind me of that too. No, not really. I mean, Francie, the only way I think you would really do that is if you were going to take your ink and you kind of did this, but I can't believe you would really do it that way. You would contaminate this part more because they blend so nice. So, I mean, you can see where they're, and that is, I mean, you can fit, this is a different one, but you can fit that in. Right through there. But that's what these are designed for perfect, because they can do, and they do ink blend beautifully. I mean, I used them to ink blend up some of these earlier. So, all right, let's finish off this card, and we're going to use this one. Okay, let's cut it down a little bit. Yes, I am. Oh, you know my mom from church. That's awesome, Diane. That's great to know. My mom's the sweetest lady. I think she's at church tonight in her new hometown. I'm going to cut this down to about 5.254. I might cut it down a little bit farther. I'm going to actually go for it. We're going to cut this down farther. I'm going to do, I want to do a lot of white border. I don't do those. So let's do it. So I've got it 4.75, and then we're going to cut it down to, I'm going to cut off some of the blue here. And then we'll go over here to 3.75. 4, I like that. And then You can't see any color on your phone. Oh, be a wild child and blend. Yes, I always blend. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this down. So what did I say this was? 3 point. Okay, so we want this. I want this to be about, I don't know if that's 7/8, 3 7/8. And then this one. Oh, I got inky fingers on it. We got 4 7/8. Okay. We're going to do like the Gina K kind of mat. You can't see any colors on your phone. Well, this one, you will be hard to see the colors. I mean, it is kind of hard to see the colors. You can kind of see that this is like, this one's lighter, then this one's dark, and this one, but this was the green. But it's very hard to see on camera. But these are the colors, if that helps. If that helps you at all. So let's get this down. And oh, Ellen, I love this card. Did I cut that down? Wait, no. I love that, but I never chomp mine down this far, ever. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm wiping my fingers off a little bit because I got a few inky fingers on it, which we will be just fine with. So I'm going to cut that down, and I'm kind of eyeballing it the best I can. I can always chomp it off a little bit more if I need to. Let's go just a little bit higher. I didn't push it down all the way, except in that corner, of course, where it tore. We'll fix that. That looks better. Kind of. It's straight. It's straight for my section. It's not straight for you. Don't look. And then I got my card panel. You're welcome. Awesome. We got that. And then we've got our little butterfly. And so I didn't get this all cut out ahead of time, so we're going to do it real quick. I'm going to redo the same black. I was like, what is on my shirt? I thought I ruined my shirt. The same die, the Hello die from black. But I think we're going to go backwards this time, and we're going to cut the hello, the shadow from the black. I don't know if I can get them both on the same, so we're going to do it twice here. Well, thank you. Yes, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It also helps keep the other Brutus Monroe channel things, well, whichever channel you're watching this on, because I know I'm streaming on a few channels. It helps you bring up other videos when you are ready to see them, or when they go live. And I'll get the hello out of white. So we're going to do it the backwards from the other way. So thanks, Linda. Like I said, some days I go willy-nilly and I have no idea, but 9 times out of 10, if I don't make my card ahead of time and then remake it, it goes completely different than I expected, which I'm okay with because it always turns out nice. So I will show you the ink blending with that yet tonight, even though we're getting very close to time. I will ink blend a little bit of that, if that's okay with you guys. As long as Tom isn't dying outside. He went outside to watch TV. So that he thought he could kind of keep Fletch outside, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. It's too hot for that little puppy. And he's not. He's sleeping on the couch. He turned into such a big boy while I was gone. When I was at Brutus Monroe. I mean, it's like he a lot of his shenanigans. There's a little bit of his shenanigans, but not like he was. Yes, Sarah Scraps is going to go live for me next week. Because I'm going to be getting ready to go up to up to my mom's house, or up to my hometown. And I want to make sure I have everything I need. My brother's going to be flying in on Thursday, and he is looking at his airline, and it looks like we might be able to work it out so that I can just swing by and pick him up as I drive into town. And my brother and sister-in-law, which will be perfect. That saves everyone a trip, since my son and I will be going right by there. And then I like to keep a thing handy just to kind of wipe this off. Okay, well, it won't be too much overtime. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little sleepy. And you know what today is? Besides Wednesday? Does anyone know what today is? I saw somebody say it in the live. I've almost forgot about it. Thank you. It's Harry Potter's birthday, and I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and it's on TV. So I have to finish watching that. I got to watch some of that tonight before I go to bed. So, and our hello. This card won't take too long to finish. All right. Now, because I peeled this up a little bit, my tape isn't sticking. So one way you can fix that is just take your liquid glue and squirt it in there, and then it will just stick. Of course, because that's live, I got to hold it a minute. Yep, Harry Potter. Thank you. And I am a Harry Potter, big Harry Potter fan. Usually, that's the first thing I check for on Saturday and Sunday to see if it's on, or on Saturday, because then I'll just leave that on all day while I craft. So, yep, it's Harry Potter's birthday. So we're just going to center that on our card base. And I'm going to center the hello. I love the difference of this white on black compared to the black on white. I think it's very fun. We're going to center that right on, and it's going to cover up a couple of our uh-ohs from my finger. And then this is where we're going to do that. So make sure I've got the same ones. So here are, I cut one of them upside down. So I have to make sure I use the same ones. Yep, there we go. So we've got, this is the same side, and we're just going to put it on, and we're going to, I mean, it's not perfect, but we're going to use it. Like I said, I stamped it, I cut it upside down. So we're going to re-stamp it quick. And I'm going to go wild, guys, and we're going to use this. You allow him to share it with me. Okay, Kate, that's perfect. Thank you. We will celebrate Kate's birthday by also celebrating Harry Potter's birthday. So I'm just going to go ahead and excuse my head. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to glue them behind each other. I cut that other one out just a little bit wrong. That looks perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect because you're not going to see it. And we're going to just go like this, and we're going to glue them down together like that. Okay? I got some glue on there. So once again, I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape. Yes. Happy 75th birthday. That's amazing. That's amazing. I hope to celebrate that someday. That is fabulous. I would sing to you, but I would break everyone's cameras. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that one down, and that one has been popped up, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this one up as well so that we get the double poppy. You're welcome, Kate. I think a birthday should always be celebrated. And I'm just going to stick it like this. And then for the body, we have a couple of options. What I'm going to do is we're going to just take this little guy. Oh my goodness. I got to decide how I want to do this. We're going to stick him underneath. But I don't know if I want both antennas. See, you could put it on top, but it looks weird to have both antennas. So in my opinion, we're going to do a little surgery here. And I'm just going to, I hope I do the right one. We're just going to chop off this side a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of, I did a little sharp, but that's okay. It'll work. And then you can put it right on top, but I think I'm going to stick it underneath. I'm going to try to just trim that off just a hair. I got a sanding block here, but maybe I'll use my sand eraser. I'm just going to go just to push that off just a little bit on the corner. And then I'm going to stick a little bit of glue. I'm going to flip this upside down, and we're going to stick a little bit of glue and stick it underneath. Okay? And I'll use my tweezers to hold it in place. Then we'll do some embellishments, and we'll be done. So we're just going to add a little glue here. I'm going to put a little glue on the back side because I don't know where it's going to touch. And then I could have done this ahead of time, but I'm just going to use my tweezers to stick it in there. And then I'm going to use my tweezers to hold it in place. And then I can pull that up. Okay? So I'm just going to hold that in place. Dichotomy, you're right. What I wanted to show you is, while we're letting that dry a little bit, let me show you how to blend with this. So Shalana was talking about getting a second stencil. Definitely, if you're going to do a whole panel, if you didn't want to have to clean it off. What I just did is that I just kind of put it in the corner, and I took a couple pieces of my little low tack tape, you know, wherever I was. And I'll show you where it blends. I'm going to use this middle blue one, make sure I've got the right color. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of this. I like to tap this off, and then I just kind of blend it and grab some. If you don't tap it off on there, you can tap it on your stencil and then go to the side here. And then what I did is I just took this, and because I'm only doing one butterfly or two butterflies, I did this a couple different times. I just went, move my ink pad over here, obviously move my card because I don't want to get it messy. And I just lined it up over here so that the messy part was up at the top. And then I just grabbed my other tape and I threw it down below. So that way, if you're only doing one or two flower or butterflies, you can just tape it off. And you can do this even with a big piece of paper. That's how I did it. You know, if you're doing one or two, you just kind of, I would just do one color at a time and just keep using the same ones. And then when you pulled it off, see how they blend beautifully? Yes, I love to read too. Oh, you're welcome. So that's kind of what I did when I was just doing one. And then I did do it again where I flipped it over and I chose this butterfly, you know, like, so I could do it like this. Here, I'll do the green quick. I'm not gonna, and I just, I'm gonna try to be careful because I didn't mask any off so I can use these butterflies. I just pull a little bit of ink from there, and then I just flipped it over, and I just went to another section and just made sure this wasn't touching my paper, and I did the exact same thing. See if I can do this without ink blending on the side. It's not going to matter too much because I could die cut these out. See? So you could do that. No, she just wanted, I think she was just thanking me for what I did. So that way you could do just a couple butterflies and you wouldn't have to necessarily clean your stencil off if you're lazy like me. So yes, Francie, I'm in love with the brushes too. I am so in love. Okay, we've got this guys going here. Let's get this ink put away. Let's get my fingers washed off, and we're going to add a little bit more gems, and then we're going to call tonight a good night. So we got to add just a couple gems where I made my mistakes. I got one here. I got one. We're just going to throw a couple in here and there. 1, 2, 3. We'll put one on our hello. I think I'm going to put one right here. All right, Francie, get your goggles on because here I come. That was enough warning. You should have had them handy. You know me. We're getting to the end of the night. Goggles are required. I'll put one on the hello just because I wanted to. It's unexpected. We'll stick one here. We got to stick a couple more, I think. I'll stick one on the butterfly right there. And then I think we need one here. And I feel like we need one here. All right. Yep, goggles are always required at this time of night when you're live with Candi. So there we go, you guys. So a couple quick butterfly cards with this mess of a desk. I got little pieces here and there and everywhere. I'll kind of clean this up after you guys are gone. But here is my card number 1. And here's my card number 2. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'll show them up a little closer. There we go. And then look at the difference in the hello. And ignore that there's some glue on my one. I'm going to use my glue tool. There's some glue right here. The difference you can get from that. Thank you. Melissa, that is another, yep, gems for the bodies. I just decided to skip that part tonight. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And I will see you in 2 weeks, unless I have an impromptu live sometime. Before that, and be good to Sarah next week. I'll probably be in the chat. Thank you, Melissa. I have a great rest of your week, you guys. And don't forget, you can still enter the challenge tonight. I'll be drawing tomorrow, okay?